NLC Abuja-led NWC reject new Labour Party faction. Ipman questions Dangote refineries 950 naira per litre petrol price. 5 rescued, 9 bodies recovered in Zamfara boat tragedy. And on foreign Myanmar flood death toll rises to 226. Hello, welcome to News Updates on Trust Television. My name is Lydian Ogazi. Now moving on, tensions within the Labour Party have escalated following the emergence of Callistus Okafor as a factional national chairman, a move that has been swiftly rejected by key figures in the party and the Nigerian Labour Congress. In separate interviews, Labour Party National Secretary Umar Farouk and the Deputy President of the NLC Political Commission, Professor Theophilus Ndubaku, discredit Okafor's claim. Okafor, a former deputy national chairman of the LP, declared himself the rightful leader, citing a 2018 Federal High Court consent judgment that he alleged was ignored by the current leadership. Okafor's announcement comes amid an ongoing internal dispute between the Julius Abure-led National Working Committee and a 29-member caretaker committee headed by former Minister Nenadi Usman. He argued that Abure's leadership was based on a flawed structure due to non-compliance with the court order allowing him to step in as a rightful leader. Farouk, however, dismissed Okafor's assertion, accusing him of opportunism and capitalizing on the current party's crisis. He also blamed Abia State Governor Alex Otti for fueling the internal strife by allegedly forming an illegitimate caretaker committee. Farouk expressed confidence that the court would eventually resolve the leadership issue, dismissing Okafor's claim as noise. Meanwhile, the ongoing nationwide fuel crisis is threatening to disrupt Saturday's Edo State governorship election, as the Independent National Electoral Commission has had to increase its financial commitments to transport unions involved in the election. The surge in fuel prices has significantly impacted the operational cost of transportation, prompting INEC to revise all logistical plans. During the meeting last Friday at INEC State Office in Benin City, chaired by INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, representatives from key transport unions, including the National Union of Road Transport Workers and the National Association of Road Transport Owners and the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, disclosed these concerns. The result was a new memorandum of understanding to ensure the smooth distribution of election materials across Edo State, including ballot boxes and voting machines. INEC's Chief Press Secretary Yotimi Oyekomi confirmed that the revised funding was essential to ensure cooperation from the unions, who pledged their full support for the success of the election. Meanwhile, the political climate in Edo has taken a sharp turn, with the People's Democratic Party candidate Asri Godalo filing a 20 billion defamation lawsuit against All Progressive Congress Senator Adams Oshomole. Igodalo's legal team demanded an apology and compensation. Oil marketers have indicated that the release of premium motor spirit produced by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, which the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited priced at up to 950 naira per litre, may encourage more fuel importation into Nigeria. Marketers also noted that vessels carrying imported petrol are expected to start arriving from Tuesday, calling for more transparency in the pricing of Dangote's PMS. This development follows concerns raised by organized private sectors who criticize NNPC's role as the sole off-taker of petrol from the $20 billion Lekki-based Dangote refinery, arguing that such exclusivity stifles competitions in the market. According to the NNPC, the price of petrol lifted from the refinery could reach 1,019 naira per litre in Borno State and 999 naira per litre in Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, and surrounding regions. In South states like Oyo and Rivers, will see a price of 906 naira per litre, while the lowest cost, 950 naira, will apply in Lagos and its environs. NNPC spokesperson Olufemi Sonaye clarified that PMS prices are determined based on market negotiations in compliance with the Petroleum Industry Act, not by government decree. He added that the product purchased from Dangote Refinery in September was paid for in USD, and local currency transactions will begin in October. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has released another version of the breakdown of the estimated price of petrol bought from the Dangote refinery. In a statement on Monday morning, the NNPC gave a chart breakdown of the refined petrol product it bought from the refinery on Sunday, September 15th. The nation's oil firm stated that it is paying the Dangote refinery in United States dollars for the September 2024 petrol offtake, adding that Naira transactions would only commence on October 1st. In the second statement on Monday, there were no inspection and margin fees, while the distribution fee was changed to 42 Naira 45 kobo. The second statement also had an additional mainstream oil and gas infrastructure fund fee of 4,495. Moving on now, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured of support for victims and survivors of the Maiduguri flood that has killed many and displaced millions from their homes. The President was joined by the Senate President, ministers and governors who paid a sympathy visit to Governor Babangana Zulum. Trust TV's British Security has more.
The presidential jet touched the Air Force Base in Maiduguri at about 3:20 p.m. on Monday. He and other government officials first visited Government College of Maiduguri that is sheltering thousands of persons displaced by the flood. He assured of his commitment to support the victims and survivors of the disaster. The president extended his official visit to the Shehu of Borno at his palace. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police was at the government house to console the governor. He said the police will support the rebuilding process of devastated places.
Your Excellency, will have been informed that the police community was also affected by this disaster. 4 of our police stations and 3 outposts were affected. Our modern AOD training school was also affected. I want to assure Your Excellency that the police leadership will support Your Excellency in the rebuilding of these affected police institutions. On some of the damages that have been made to your command, I know you will do your best, but where you need additional support, but not yet command, do not hesitate to support you in order to bring back those structures on ground again.
Meanwhile, Governor Zulum had earlier in the day flagged off the distribution of food palliatives at the Bakassi IDP camp. He acknowledged food donations from the Ministry of Agriculture, NEMA, and NNPC.
We observe that it is no more sustainable for us to continue to receive people in the camps, because we have seen many people are trooping into the camps, especially those that are not affected.
We're a bit worried about the diseases that could come because of the dirty water. But the coordination so far has been quite wonderful. We've also engaged in a lot of search and rescue and evacuated quite a number of people. The state government has provided the absolute necessary leadership that is required in this. They've taken ownership, and the community has shown a lot of resilience.
Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency has deployed more staff from other zonal offices to assist in the intervention activities ongoing in the flooded areas in Borno State. NEMA said staff from Yola, Gombe, Jos, and the Abuja offices have been deployed to Maiduguri because of the overwhelming situation. The NEMA spokesman, Manzo Ezekiel, who disclosed this on Monday, also noted that the Director General of the agency, Zubaida Umar, is also supervising the rescue and intervention activities in the state. Petrol Security, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
And 5 persons have been rescued and 9 bodies recovered from the boat accident that occurred on Sunday in Meshaya Yangdaga River in Gumi local government area of Zamfara State. A statement by National Emergency Management Agency's Manzo Ezekiel on Tuesday said the boat involved in the accident was carrying over 40 passengers, mostly farmers and crewmen, when it capsized as a result of overload and high river current. The statement was released after NEMA, through its Sokoto Operation Office, in conjunction with Zamfara State Emergency Management Agency, Gumi local government authorities, community leaders, and the Red Cross and other stakeholders involved in the operation, assessed the disaster. Following the accident, rescuers consisting mostly of local divers and fishermen were mobilized and managed to rescue 5 alive. According to NEMA, 9 bodies of passengers have been recovered so far, while searching and rescue operations is continuing. Other passengers comprising men, women, and children remain unaccounted for. Communities situated downstream along the river channel have been alerted to help in looking out for bodies that may later float to their locations. Reactions have continued to trail the killing of bandit kingpin Kachala Subudu and the dislodgement of other terrorists from the northwest region of the country. A cross-section of Katsina residents commended Nigerian military for the bold step in tackling insecurity in the region and called for more commitment towards ending the scourge. They called on the Nigerian government to live up to its duty of protecting lives and properties to allow residents to have a breath of fresh air.
So now that they started touching those who are in power, I think that was why the government was scared. Alhamdulillah, the directives that made service chief to move down to Sokoto State has shown Nigerians that yes, definitely, if government wants to end this insecurity, it can end it.
What we are going to do, whether they are making progress or the other way around, we are to pray for them. We are to be with them. And we are with them, and we are praying that Almighty should guide them and give them the courage to defeat this situation.
Notwithstanding, we are hopeful that we are going to see something positive coming out of this in our state and other states like Zamfara, Sokoto, and even Kaduna and Niger State. With this kind of directives, we hope to see something good coming out of it.
Or let the military authority go and build a cantonment inside those forests. Deny this terrorist area of operation. That is what we need now to change the equation. But they have basis, and the politics, the regional politics in this Sahel, you know, they are flushing out their bandits, their killers, and they are running to Nigeria because Nigeria has a large forest unprotected.
Moving on, the Arawa Youth Consultative Forum has condemned the unlawful incarceration and inhumane treatment of naval seaman Haruna Abbas, who has been subjected to 6 years of wrongful imprisonment, psychological and physical torture. AOICF President General Yerima Shatima expressed profound sorrow and indignation over the seaman's ordeal as revealed by his wife, Hassana Abbas. AOICF unequivocally condemned the actions of Seaman Abbas' tormentors and demanded his immediate and unconditional release, along with a comprehensive investigation into his case. The forum urged Nigerian Army and relevant authority to establish transparent mechanisms for reviewing cases of alleged wrongful detention, particularly those involving military personnel. Now moving on, the farmers in Bauchi State say they are hopeful that the construction of rural roads linking many communities will reduce the hardship that comes with the rainy season and aid businesses' transactions for marketers of perishable goods. They made their feeling known shortly after the groundbreaking for the construction of 12.5-kilometer road linking Das and Toro local government areas of the state. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the story.
The construction and rehabilitation of rural roads in the Dadu and Polche communities embarked upon by the state government, linking business communities of Riminzem into a local government area, is exciting many small-scale farmers. Lawal Adamu and Shuaibu Idris, as well as Yusuf Traki in Dadu district, could not hold their joy as they witnessed the groundbreaking of rural roads construction. Honestly, we are suffering due to lack of an access road whenever we load our goods for onward transportation to the market. Only God knows when we will reach our destination to sell. The road is so bad that we would rather auction our goods to buyers at a giveaway prices rather than losing them. We usually use the road from Riminzem to move our farm produce, and the experience has not been a pleasant one. But I believe that things are going to change for the better, especially for farmers in our communities. I am also hopeful that it will bring a lot of opportunities for youth and other residents. In fact, I grew up and saw how people were suffering while using this road, down from Dado community to Riminzayam. We are excited because with this road construction, our goods will reach the FCT within a short time and without stress too. Meanwhile, according to the state government, the rural infrastructure will help many small-scale farmers to have value for their money through agricultural produce as part of efforts to reduce hunger in various communities. In addition, the state governor, Bala Muhammad, warned members of the benefiting communities to cooperate with construction engineers at the site throughout the period of the project in the interest of peace and development. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Now moving on, Nigeria generates 500 million kilograms of e-waste, ranking the third largest e-waste generating country in Africa. Now, according to the 2024 data by the Global E-Waste Monitor, despite the environmental hazard caused by this e-waste mismanagement, only 42% of countries globally have adopted some kind of e-waste policy or regulation. To change the narrative, some Nigerians are tapping into the economic benefits of e-waste recycling, an action that would address waste pollution in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail reports.
E-waste refers to discarded electric appliances. These appliances are mostly devices that owners no longer find useful or those that have stopped working. But when recycled properly, these electronic waste will generate billions of dollars in revenues. Annually, the world loses $37 billion as a result of the low e-waste recycling, the Global E-Waste Monitor said. This is in addition to the environmental hazards attached to the mismanagement of e-waste, which Nigeria is largely a victim. However, a section of youth in Nigeria's capital Abuja is investing technical talents to bring back discarded electronic gadgets to life. One of those technicians is Muhammad Sani. Some wealthy people prefer to buy a new appliance instead of repairs. We pick, repair and sell the discarded items at a very cheap price. If a refurbished appliance costs 3,000 or 4,000 naira here, its new version may be 10,000 naira in the market. It helps save costs because not everyone can afford new products. People used to give us faulty appliances free, but not anymore. We must buy it due to the current economic challenges. Some of these electrical appliances were either picked from refuse dump site by scavengers like this guy, or were bought from first-hand owners. However, the scavengers were not free from accusations of wrongdoing in their operations. The items we pick from the dustbins include adapters, power stabilizers. I don't even know some of the items. There are plastic bottles and cans as well. Although most of them are self-taught, the creativity of Electrical technicians like Muhammad Sani helps thousands of Nigerians save money when in need of electrical appliances.
Turn it around and the soap will start working again. And we work perfectly as if it's a new one. Sometimes it's even better than the new one, because sometimes when you buy a new one, you even stay like long and it will just die off. But this will be recycled it and it will start working again.
According to the global EWaste monitor, metals contained in EWaste generated globally in 2022 alone were approximately 31 million tons and valued at $91 billion. Experts believe Nigeria needs to explore opportunities in the EWaste recycling sector for economic growth.
Putting what you use money to buy, and because of one or two technical issues, you put them aside. No, there should be a collection center, a center where they will be converged, and each and every individual will display his skills, will now share the skills, and at the end, we now share prosperity and development for the entire economy.
The National Environmental, Electrical, Electronics Sector Regulations 2022, which aims to stamp out the negative aftermath of EWaste in Nigerian environment, also provides for best practices in handling EWaste. However, it is clear that these regulations are not properly implemented, as Nigeria is ranked the third largest EWaste generating country in Africa. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now moving on, according to the Nigerian Communications Commission, about 63 million gadgets are sold annually in Nigeria, with over 132 million unique devices being on the country's telecommunication network in 2020. The growth in demand for gadgets has been attributed to the increase in the number of telecom subscribers in the country. In this report, Noel Sampson speaks to some FCT residents on how the economic situation in the country is affecting the cost of phones and other telecommunications gadgets. To report.
This is Banex Plaza, one of the most popular places in the FCT where phones and other telecommunications gadgets are sold. Dealers here and residents alike say the recent economic downturn in the country has negatively impacted the demand for telecom devices in the country, as prices for some gadgets have gone up by over 200% since last year. According to these residents, they are therefore spending their lean incomes on basic essentials rather than gadgets, which they say witness an upward price movement almost every 3 months.
4-5 months back, you can get an iPhone 7 Plus for like 70,000, but now you can get it for like 120, 130. So it has gone up and it's not coming down. Yes.
So I have a PS5 in my shop. I sold for 800. Within a 1 week later, my supplier called me back that phone prices, the PS5 prices is no longer the same. So I have to increase my prices in order to go up. In a case where last 3 months, I have a PS5, the thing went up, I bought at a higher rate, the thing come down, I lost. I know how much I lost. So it's all the same, you have to be checking the current rate and to up your prices.
Like this Samsung I'm holding now, when it came out, it was 110. I bought it 110, but now it's roughly 250,000 naira within the space of 3 months.
A phone vendor, DJ Mike, spoke on how they are managing with sales of devices in this difficult period and what payment plans have been put in place to encourage purchases.
Regardless of how the economy is shaky, like you rightly stated, the forex is not been stable and all of that, but we always like to find a meeting point. It's been tougher, in all sincerity. I'm sure that I've had some of my colleagues having to shut down, but for some of us, we've come to understand that we need to learn to adjust in the system. And it's been tough at the end of the day on the end users, our customers. You know, the price. Some people bought some things, say, let's say 100,000 some time last year, and now they're coming to buy the same thing, and it's almost 5 times to the price. You know, now it has also kind of helped some for those that wanted to now resell. The resale value have gone up, but whatever they're buying next is higher. Okay, because of the high prices of things, most customers tend to now prefer to, number one, go for used devices. Understand? Because the new ones now are a bit pricey. But even for those that want to buy the new ones, there's something called instrumental payments. We have about 4 different organizations now that are partnering with us, the business guys, to help these customers buy. Thank God for BVN and NIN and what have you. They can buy, pay part payment, then spread the rest over a period of time, and that has been helpful.
The surge in demand for phones and gadgets, many say, is because they are helping in making lives easy and convenient by providing avenues for people to communicate with loved ones and also work efficiently. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now to the foreign scene. The death toll from massive flooding in Myanmar in the wake of Typhoon Yagi has doubled to 226, state media reported, as the UN warned as many as 630,000 people can need help. Yagi swept across northern Vietnam, Laos, Thailand and Myanmar more than a week ago with powerful winds and enormous amount of rain, triggering floods and landslides that have killed more than 500 people, according to official figures. State TV in Wante Road, Myanmar confirmed 226 fatalities. With that, we've come to the end of News Update here on Trust TV. Do also follow us across all our social media platforms for more news programs and documentaries. Thanks for watching. I am Lilian Ogazi. Bye for now.